Not every relationship is meant to last. Feelings change, people change, and priorities change, which is completely fine. Change is inevitable, but what is not fine is moving forward. It is fine, but it doesn't feel fine. It sometimes feels like you're dying, and I would know because I've experienced it myself. This video is for you if you are in a relationship but sometimes in doubt, or you are contemplating about ending the relationship, or maybe you have no relationship anymore and you are constantly wondering why and if you could have changed something. Well, let's get in the first topic of why sometimes relationship ends and why it's meant to end. Because the thing is, and what's most important probably for most people, is their values and their beliefs. It could be that you have met this person and you are completely aligned. But what happens when one person evolves and the other person stays stagnant is that values and beliefs are going to differ, which, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's fine and it's good to have someone to discuss your values with and your beliefs with, but at the end, your core values and beliefs should be aligned. So let's say, for example, that I find my health very important. Then I will not be able to be with someone who doesn't put their health as a top priority, because that would mean that we would have very different activities. So we would maybe discuss about the fact that this person is going out on the weekends, but I don't want that. And therefore, it could seem like a very small discussion, but there's more behind it. Let me give you another example to make it more clear. If I, for example, find it important to have financial stability, to have structure, to plan everything ahead, and the other person is very spontaneous and wants to go with the flow and just see where life takes it, then those two people will probably not match as well, because of the fact that at the end of the day, this person that likes financial stability will always feel unstable, and the other person will always feel like there is constant, how do I say that, like people are constantly asking something of this person when they just want to see what happens. So I hope this is clear. And the thing is, it could be that you're in a relationship, but this person that you're with changes from values and beliefs because of the fact that they have pursued new jobs, they have new friends, they have new hobbies. Like, you will get influence from the outside world constantly, but also from the inside world when you are, for example, thinking a lot or like doing meditation. Like, you will change your view and your perspective on this world, and when you do so, your values and beliefs will also change. So a small tip for this is to listen what is behind the argument, or listen what is behind the thing that the person is actually saying. Are they saying that they attach value to the health? Then maybe instead of chocolate, bring some strawberries. And maybe just ask them if you can help that person achieving or at least supporting their goals. The next thing is communication. It's very important to communicate with your partner because of the fact that you will not understand your partner as well as you think, because often we fill in the blanks for ourselves. We assume a lot of things, but when we do that, we don't actually take the other person into account. And that's something that I find most important when you start a relationship. And with starting, I don't mean the first few months, but I feel like that is more the first few years. So let's for example say the 2 years, because you are getting to know this person deeper and deeper and deeper. And if you assume that this person likes this, but they actually like that, then you are expressing your love one way when they in fact want it a very different way. And that's something that I find very, very important to mention. Is there's a really good book, The 5 Languages of Love, which actually explains very good on how you may be like feeling like that you are expressing all the love that you can give, when in fact you're expressing it in a language that the other person doesn't really understand. So it's like you are talking French, but I'm talking English, and we're not aligned. So let's say, for example, you are a person who loves physical intimacy. That's a love language. But I, on the other hand, loves acts of services. So what I will see is this person doesn't do really anything for me, when in fact they really want to cuddle and you name it, the intimacy and everything, when in fact I attach great value to acts of services. So people helping me actually out with things that I need to do, or just in general feeling supported. So I think it's good if you want to deepen your relationship to get a better understanding of the 5 languages of love. And you can also just search it on the internet and just discuss it with your partner, because those conversations are a lot of fun, because you start to understand the other person. The other person gets excited because of the fact that they can share what they really like, because you feel genuinely interested. And then the third thing is, when you had that conversation, for example, and that person says, well, I would really appreciate it if you would give me some more hugs, because I really need that physical intimacy. When that person is saying that and you say, okay, I'm going to do that more, and you never do that more, or at least you don't do it like in the way that you guys have discussed, for example, then what will happen is kind of sad, because what will happen is this person is going to hold a grudge. It's a she for now. She's going to hold a grudge because you've said you're going to do one thing, but you're actually doing nothing different. Wherefore, she has getting her hopes up because of the fact that she thought something was going to change. She gets excited when there's nothing really actually to be excited for. So it's like the excitement goes there, and then like the disappointment is there. So it's like a big crash. And when all those things pile up, so for example, it's the not giving her hugs more, it's the not helping out with the dishes, it's not taking her into account when you go to the grocery store. It's like those small things that all pile up, and in the end she's holding such a big grudge. So when you actually do something for her, she's like, yeah, but you should have done it a week ago. Yeah, but that's like the basics. Yeah, that's like common sense. So for her, it might be common sense, but because it's her love language, for example, to have physical intimacy with you. She does that with no effort. Where for you, it might be something very different, because we also have a love language where it's gift giving. So maybe you are spoiling her when in fact she doesn't attach value to all those material things at all. So it's very good to have the same values and beliefs, to understand each other because you have a good communication, and also when you say something, you should do it. The last thing that I really want to make clear is that you should put in effort. A relationship takes a lot of effort. It's not always like the honeymoon phase and perfect. No, sometimes it's just hard work, because you're two people evolving, always changing. So you always need to make room for each other. And I think that a lot of people forget that it takes a lot of effort from both sides to keep the relationship as it is, or even better, and it takes so little effort to let the relationship die. I've seen it a lot of times where people get comfortable and therefore the relationship ends or is on the breaking point, where I just want to emphasize on the fact that if you love this person, then you should put in the effort. I know that a lot of men are watching my videos and sometimes feel personally attacked because I'm mostly talking to men, but it goes both ways. But just think about yourself, take on the responsibility. Okay, what can I do? And don't think about all the other people that have done bad things to you, that have like proved you that you shouldn't act this way and that you shouldn't be responsible, because there are also so many other bad people in the world. When that actually tells me that you're not ready to have a relationship, when you aren't going to be responsible for your own deeds. Like, I rather be hurt because of the fact that I had good intentions and that I was a good person to someone, than already being defensive and not trusting someone, and you can name it. Like, I'd rather be hurt because then I know that I've done the right thing, than already going into something but doing half the work, because then it's never going to work out. So that's just something that I really wanted to highlight at the end of the video. So I think it all comes down to having the same values and beliefs. And it shouldn't always be the same, but like your core values should be the same. And then the good communication, so things don't pile up, and at the end you don't have all those grudges standing in the way of you two. And at the end is like effort. It takes a lot of effort, but trust me, love is all worth it. Thank you for watching. Bye.